Previously in Trails through Daybreak 2, the CID and Marduk asked the party to go into Marchen Garten, which was hacked by a malicious actor. Swin, Nadia, and Renee joined the party in order to make it more efficient to clear the Reverie corridor-like virtual world. At the boss room, the party fought Gilga Taurus and took back the first floor, but there are still many floors to go. Okay, now I have to choose which character I want to control, huh? Shoot, if I go into Act 1B, I would have to make sure to only use Nadia in field combat because I already have EOTM for the R2, huh? Van cannot get EOTM. Port Capriccio.
Damn, where'd that brat go?
Hunt him down! We can't let that lead slip, no matter what!
Almata leftovers?
Dad.
Shit! Turns out these bastards are the shoot-first type. I'll draw their fire. In the meantime, you...
Well, this went sideways fast. Still, we can't just let them get their hands on that key.
That escalated quickly.
What the?
Gun her down already!
It's a movie!
Pull it together. I have to get this lead to Ron. Woman in black? What are you doing here? Follow me, we're off this boat.
This way! Get a move on!
And cut!
Flawless take, girls! Judith, you were fantastic, and Nina, sensational!
Okay, hypothetically, what if real gangsters and mafiosos use this event as a way to get plausible deniability for their crimes by disguising themselves as the actors dressing up as them?
This scene, where your characters first meet, is gonna be a major highlight. And the camera's loving that foxy, skin-tight jumpsuit. Ooh, it's the perfect fusion of eros and savagery.
Director, could you maybe inject a little less sexual harassment into your feedback?
It's an honor to finally be a part of one of your films, Mr. Gotti. These action scenes are so intense. You're quite the visionary.
Don't understate your own talent, my dear. Not everyone could play a role like Michelle.
Miss Lanster!
Oh, crap.
Excuse you?
Well, hello, Dominique. Nice of you to come visit us on location.
Of course. Even in my glory days, I always preferred a hands-on approach. Besides, how could I miss the rare opportunity to observe my granddaughter's acting up close and personal?
Oh, I guess I better pull out all the stops.
Two of the most popular starlets of today, coached by Dominique Lanster, a celebrated singer of yesteryear. This is shaping up to be one hell of a movie.
It's a crossover between Golden Blood and Wolves Requiem, correct? That alone is enough to draw anyone in. What else did you expect?
Holy cow! I've never seen the special effects come together so quickly before.
And the way you sync the footage is spot on. Where'd you learn this stuff, kid?
It's really nothing special. I'm a researcher at the Basel Institute of Science, so computers are second nature to me.
I need Katra to edit my videos.
There's a lot of overlap between video editing and the visual analysis we do in observational astronomy.
We got a regular boy wonder here. The rest of you better start taking notes.
Yes, sir.
Remind me, Van, how exactly did we get wrapped up in this?
Several hours earlier.
So this is Messeldam's harbor district. It's a lot more developed than I expected. Now where's that address Van gave me?
Your destination is roughly 200 ards from your current position.
Right, it should be just around that corner. Okay, you two, let's be on our way.
Oh, there you are. Long time no see, Katra. What's it been? 2 months now?
Just about. It feels nice getting to chat face to face instead of over comms. I'm really glad to see you and Judith haven't changed a bit.
Right back at you, Katra. Are you sure they don't need you at the Institute, though?
Oh, I've already finished my compulsory courses for the semester. I even had enough spare time to upgrade Theo and Zeros.
My processing speed has increased by 15%. Katra worked hard on it.
That's our little whiz kid for you.
Wow, so you made their AI even smarter, huh?
I also added a few new features, but that's probably more than you would care to hear about. Come to think of it, aren't you in the middle of shooting a film, Judith?
Yeah, production started on location in early January. It's a crossover between last year's two big blockbusters. Directors Gotti and Lam are collaborating on it. We're only working on Gotti's part right now, but the cast and crew's really getting into the swing of things. That means I'll only be able to investigate between shoots. Sorry, Van.
Hey, no skin off my back. I'm just happy you're willing to help. But you know, you really don't need to bother if your schedule's packed.
The bits and pieces I heard about what happened at the Capitol are already too much to ignore. Do you mind filling us in on the details, now that Katra's here?
Yes, I'd like some clarification on that whole affair.
All right, I'll try and keep it short and sweet.
So that's how things went. It's almost too surreal to believe. A dark red beast that resembles the Grendel and Almata's legacy. This demands our attention, especially if the first Genesis reacted. No kidding. I borrowed this one just in case, but to be honest, I don't know how much use will be. Okay, good, he at least brought one of the other Genesis along in case he needs Grendel. True, they tend to only glow in Anya's presence. Oh shoot, wait, if it only glows in Anya's presence, maybe it might not be enough. That strange phenomenon you mentioned is another point of concern. Wish I could explain better, it ain't easy to put into words. Doesn't sound like we have much to go off at this point. Is the capital safe at least? Yeah, I left Anya's and a few other folks I can trust to hold down the fort. If worse comes to worst, Elaine's there too, so they should be fine for now. Understood. Then I suppose the three of us should get to looking for Almata's legacy. Right, it's been too long since I've seen some real action. And I'm not about to turn a blind eye to anything involving Almata. Besides, even on a tight schedule, I've always found time for a side gig or two. That's right, a case like this is nothing for Judith Lanster. Let me at him. Did something happen to Judith since we last met, Van? Her Grammy put her through the ringer when she got home back in December. Ugh, sure, I've made a lot of mistakes lately, but who hasn't? I'm doing my best here. That whole scandal with me and Maxim wasn't even my fault. And yet even Mom won't stick up for me. If I don't start showing some improvement from front stage and backstage, I'll never hear the end of it. I don't think I've ever seen Judith like this before. Her grandmother must be terrifying. Oh, look who it is. And we were just talking about him, too. Arc right here. How's it been, Director?
Van! Oh, boy, am I glad you picked up. Judith tells me you're in Messeldam right now.
Sure am. Let me guess. You in some kind of trouble?
Oh, I'll say. One of our actors is running late. If we don't act fast, it'll mean major delays in our shooting schedule. And wouldn't you know it? Today's supposed to be Nina's first day on the set. We'll need a stand-in, but the role takes a fair bit of physicality, so as far as viable candidates go...
Are you asking what I think you're asking?
I know it's short notice, Van, but be a good sport. Think of it as a little favor from you to me.
For real? Despite Van's initial reluctance to the director's request, Gotti's relentless passion eventually convinced him to accept. I'm getting paid for this, right? With Catro's help, the filming went off without a hitch. The playback looks good. Let's take 5, everybody. You sure saved my ass, Van. I had no idea you were such a talented stuntman. We'll have to shoot some pickups when Ethan gets here, but the whole day would have been a bust without you. That fight scene you choreographed for us was the cherry on top. Heck, I'll get you and Catra on staff. Now, it's no big deal. But out of curiosity, do full-timers get access to unedited cuts of the adult scenes? Okay, that's enough out of both of you. Oh, brother. The job does seem fun, though. By the way, what's Grammy up to? Oh, she's helping Nina run lines for the next scene. I'll tell you this much, bringing her on board really lit a fire under our asses. Dominique Lanster, the biggest chansonnier of her generation. Even after retiring, she still has a finger in every corner of the business. Apparently, she'll only take on jobs when the mood strikes her, but any production if she touches becomes a massive hit. That's an impressive resume. She sounds like a woman of many talents. Grammy coaches everything from stage and screen actors to professional athletes. She even has experience planning large-scale events. It's all done behind the scenes too, so the industry sees her as a legend, a real genius in her field. So who'd have thought we'd end up working with her here in Messeldam? Oh, I take it you didn't hear about it till the last minute either, eh, Judith? Well, the good news is now we've got a cinematic masterpiece for the ages on our hands. Keep an eye out for the premiere. I gotta run, but I'll see to it you get paid in a few days for all your help. No rest for a director, is there? I hope we were able to lighten the load, if nothing else. For sure, in fact, you bought me some time too. With today's shoot out of the way, I should be free until evening. Alright then, I think we've hung around here long enough. You two ready to roll? First things first, we need to track down Almata's legacy. Of course, that's easier said than done. We should be able to sniff out some clues in town, though. Let's make the rounds and see what turns up. I'd like to poke around Almata's old stomping grounds in particular. Right, as far as Messeldam goes, that place tops the list. Oh, and they've spread the word about 4 species like you asked, so we might have a few of those to do. Good looking out. While we're at it, we might as well stop by the White Whale Inn. There's something in my room that I wanted to show you guys. You must mean that new software from Marduk. Very well, we can drop in at some point as we work for our requests. Open tactics menu. Just party position. If an ally is on a different route, I can still take stuff from them.
Alright, I've got my disguise on now, so I'm good to go.
That could win an award for the worst disguise in history. Didn't you do the same crap in Edith?
How on earth did no one recognize you?
I think they all recognized her, but wanted to be polite and not bring it up. Are you still not satisfied with the scene, Mr. Gotti? I can tweak my performance however you like. No, you played your part to a T, Nina. It just feels like we need a little Swakoi to tie things together before cutting the climax. No shame in asking for advice if you need it. The whole point of this blockbuster crossover is to raise support for the survivors of Cray Village, right? Knowing that, I'd like to help in any way I can. Looks like Remy and them are ironing stuff out. Let's not butt in, they've got enough on their plates.
I never realized there were so many people involved in making a movie.
Yeah, it's not just actors and directors out here. Takes a village to make the magic happen.
Whew, about halfway done with today's deliveries. I tell you, this job ain't no walk in the park. The guy I work for took me under his wing back in my street punk days though, so I can't just leave him out to dry. Anyway, not much longer now. Time for me to get my ass in gear. Welcome, can I interest you in our specialty seafood dishes? Here in Messeldam, you can enjoy the taste of the Northern Sea's bounty fresh out of the ocean. It's our pleasure to share a culinary experience with those who visit our fair city.
What can I get for you?
Salad.
Why, hello there. Let me know if you need anything at all.
Rubber grip. Dumplings. Tyrell times issue 2. 2 gifts. Welcome, are you from out of town? I've got a wide assortment of goods here that would be perfect for souvenirs if you'd like to take a look. Our shops carry specialty items from Messeldam, Remiferia, and even Northumbria. You're bound to find something that'll tickle your fancy. Handicrafts from Remiferia and Northumbria make for popular souvenirs here in Messeldam. High-quality winter clothing imported from the north is another of our big sellers. My point is, our selection here differs quite a bit from what you'd find in other towns, so be sure to enjoy it.
Alright.
Alright.
The Northern Sea. I'm a little surprised it's not too cold out there this time of year.
I think that's because the flow of ocean currents keeps the port ice-free.
It's like a gateway that connects all the northern countries, like Ohrid, Lemon, and Remiferia.
Oh, it's Van, and he brought friends. Fancy seeing you all the way out in Messeldam. Do you know these people, Van? Yeah, we met a while ago in the capital. They persuaded me to take some fishing gear off their hands. Doesn't seem like you're too pressed about it, the way you've been carrying that rod around everywhere. What can I say? It helps pass the time. Hey, what matters is that you're enjoying yourself. I'm just as much of an angling aficionado as these two, so any newcomers to the sport are more than welcome. It's the same with us. We came to make a rare catch that can be found in Messeldam's winter waters. We also plan on posting a pic of it on our social media account afterward. We just launched it, so check us out when you get the chance. Oh, and here's a little something for the road. You should cast a few lines with us if you're up for it. Fishing bait ×3. Thanks, well keep it in mind. A lot of winter fish are especially delicious, since their flesh is firmer. I know how to clean and fillet them too. Not as good as Grandpa Ahab, but still. Maybe I'll prepare something for Shen and Makino to eat if we catch anything tasty. Bro, it sure is cold here, huh? I guess that's what happens when you're right next to the ocean. Maybe I should buy a hot drink before prepping my gear. This is my first time saltwater fishing. I'm so excited, I can barely hold my rod in one place. You should cast a few lines with us too, if you're up for it. Wow, you can actually see...
Seems like a good fishing spot.
Wow, you can actually see specific fishing points by using the scan function, huh?
Okay, let's see what I can catch.
Locate fishing spots using short search. You can change the type of bait L and B. Yeah, there's a super rare fish, but that probably goes up if I use dumplings.
Well...
Oh, I forgot how to fish.
You're mine!
Well...
Decent catch, I guess. Decent catch, I guess.
Still rank C. I didn't make any mistakes this time. What the hell? Do I just need to use really good bait?
Okay, let's see what I can catch.
Wait, I actually got the rare fish.
Don't worry, guys. This bathhouse does, in fact, come complete with a sweet, sweet sauna.
So, you looked into that before coming here, huh? Why am I not surprised?
Oh, you're from out of town, aren't you? Any and all travelers are more than welcome to bathe here. Why don't you take this chance to experience our authentic loilies? Loilies are a type of sauna developed in Remiferia and Northumbria, as I recall. I suppose it's no surprise that there'd be one in northern port town. Yeah, the real deal is really something. Once you try one, it sticks with you for life. First, you hit yourself with something called Vita to improve your circulation. Then the aromatics and herbs get added into... Okay, let's stop there before you launch into another rambling session. My, but aren't you a knowledgeable young man? Feel free to drop by whenever you get a chance. Our loyalties will satisfy the pickiest of connoisseurs. Even those born and raised on them agree. Retirement just isn't for me. I intend to continue managing this place for a long, long time yet. Lately, I've even been experimenting with extra aromas and other methods to keep the experience fresh for my customers. You can be sure of one thing. As long as I draw breath, this bathhouse will always be on the rise.
Nothing beats a hot...
This is perfect.
Don't you think it's a little too steamy in here?
It's so nice and warm in here.
That really hit the spot.
Okay,
See us again.
that gets me the achievement for this chapter. Oh, not a bad choice at all. Ivan really knows what he's doing as the current proprietor. No doubt I'll stumble across a quality find or two. Well, what have we here? Your van, yes? We ran into each other a few times last year. You're also a patron of our workshop, as I recall. Rebecca and Chris have been treating you well, I hope. Oh, that's right. Your children run Stanley's factory in Old Town. We've been getting by more or less. How about you, Phil and Colin? Still leaving the work to your kids so you can run off and play? In a manner of speaking. I was in the mood to scour for hidden gems in the north this time. Where that takes me is up to the winds to decide. Guess the time since we last met hasn't dulled that free spirit in you. Maybe rein it back a bit though. I bet Rebecca and Chris will appreciate it. I have a bit of a history with the previous owner of this workshop. Ceramics were actually just one of the many fields he dabbled in. As a matter of fact, he introduced me to a variety of rare handicrafts and clockwork curios. This is my first visit since his grandson took over. I have to say though, Ivan's aesthetic sense is no less promising.
What would you like?
Welcome to Levinsky Orbital Factory. We'd like to browse your wares. Our workshop has been creating these traditional Northern-style ceramics for generations now. They require the use of delicate techniques and have received much praise over the years, a fact that we are very proud of. We also do some consignment sales and ornament maintenance on behalf of certain arms companies. That they trust us with these duties reflects their faith in those aforementioned techniques we've mastered.
Well...
My grandfather was the one who originally built up this workshop. All told, I have ways to go before I can measure up to him. We've got a lot of loyal customers depending on us, so I plan on striving hard to reach his level.
Allow me to assist.
Okay, can finally buy some new gear.
Allow me to assist.
Okay, finally we have an ornament factory. Why did it take 5 videos? Create courts and step at shops with factory function. Okay, I can unlock more slots as well. Oh, that's a lot of plugins, and they're gonna be super expensive. Okay, may have to sell some Zerum powders.
Hope to see you again.
Okay, before I forget, Tyrell Times Issue 2. Technology, the T-Phone sales exceed wildest expectations. 1 month ago, the T-Phone, a consumer model Zypha, was released to the public. Despite its hefty price tag, sales have shot through the roof, with sources claiming a second production run has already been ordered to meet the product's sky-high demand. The T-Phone is a consumer-grade communications device based on the same technology as the Zypha standard, a 6th-generation bell ornament developed independently by the Verne company. The secret sauce led to the T-Phone's explosive popularity seems to be the sheer number of special features, as well as its general versatility. Older antiquated communications devices such as previous generation Comet ornaments like the Enigma and Arcus units offered basic calling and messaging features, with a simple camera being the most complex feature one could expect out of them. The Zypha and T-Phone, in contrast, come standard issue with the ability to connect to the oral net, from which a user can install various applications. This allows for an unprecedented degree of customizability. The T-phone is also capable of performing basic calculations, making it usable for data processing purposes as well. When the development of the Zypha standard first began, a number of concerns were raised regarding the exclusion of the Epstein Foundation from the project, and over the Verne company developing the technology independently. Now, however, it's clear that the Verne staff's tireless efforts bore fruit. There's no doubt that the Zypha standard and the T-phone will support the work and lifestyles of people all over the Republic for many years to come. Vegas Films and Kelvin Pictures co-production nears completion. Sources say the long-awaited collaborative endeavor between Vegas Films and Kelvin Pictures is finally nearing the end of the principality photography. Over the past several days, the filming of the climatic scene has been taking place in the city of Messeldam. This film will mark the first time movie stars Judith Lanster and Nina Fenley appear on screen together, further adding the fans' insatiable anticipation for the feature. It is no small wonder, seeing how this is a crossover between the actress's signature works, Golden Blood and Wolves Requiem. We interviewed Miss Judith and Miss Nina during the first day of filming in Messeldam. Both expressed their excitement and enthusiasm for the movie, and when asked whether they had anything to share with their fans, they had this to say. Judith Lanster, thanks for being there every step of the way in my acting journey, everyone. I'm super stoked to be sharing the spotlight with my friend, colleague Nina this time around. Seeing her own journey and how all her hard work and diligence has paid off has been super inspiring for me, so I'm happy and proud to be standing alongside her. As for how Zoe and Michelle end up involved in each other's lives, well, you'll have to watch the movie and find out yourselves. Wait, didn't Nina die in her movie? Or am I misremembering? Nina Fenley, I'm beyond honored to have this opportunity to star in such an important film alongside Judith, who I've looked up to through my whole career. This movie will show a new side of Michelle's character, so after watching it, you'll have a better, deeper understanding of who she really is. I will do my best to give as authentic a performance as possible as we wrap up filming. National 3 months after the collapse of Almata, has peace returned to the Republic? 3 months have passed since Almata's reign of terror was brought to an end. They were a mafia group who, while active, dominated the Republic's criminal underworld from the shadows and committed heinous atrocities, the likes of which have rarely been seen throughout recorded history. Almata was without question a catalyst in the decline in the Republic's public order. So how will their demise ultimately affect the state of security and crime of our nation, one might ask? First and foremost, in need of many organizations that were affiliated with Almata and groups of predominantly young, delinquent Almata subcontractors, often referred to as gangsters, have been rounded up and arrested by capital authorities. That is not, however, to say that organized crime has gone away on the whole. On the contrary, turf wars and small-scale conflicts between local gangsters have been on the rise in recent months. Without a major crime organization like Almata to rein them in, small-time crooks have free rein to do as they please. This state of criminal affairs is not exclusive to Edith. Our sources claim that the power balance in sea organizations in Longport's eastern quarter has begun to shift. Though details remain unclear, public safety has reportedly begun to deteriorate, and the number of violent incidents between feuding criminals is increasing. There's also, I think, one of the Heioi families worked with Almata, other than Gian. Meanwhile, in the western side of the Republic, the Dollar family, a criminal enterprise that has declined influence to Almata's rise to power, are now staging their comeback in the wake of Almata's downfall. On the bright side, the citizens of Messeldam, the former herb home of Almata, have recovered a sense of relief now that the criminal organization has met its timely demise. Moreover, their absence has had a positive ripple effects in Messeldam's local economy. The flow of trade is as fluid as the river now it has been released from Almata's iron grip, and tourists can once again come and go without fear of attacks from the erstwhile mafia group. However, that does not mean the city is free from criminal elements. The sea, foiled from which Almata sprung to life, remains undisturbed, and until the malignance that lies in the city's underbelly is unearthed, true peace will not find its roots. Tourism recommended tropical resorts for winter season. As the long cold winter rages on, the readers are no doubt seeking a reprieve, perhaps in the form of the warm temperatures stubborn nations are currently enjoying. If you found yourself nodding at that statement, then read on, because we at the Tyrell Times have some hot and sunny resort recommendations for you. First on our list of getaway locations, the Principality of Alzheim. Although common perception paints Alzheim as one big desert, we assure you, there are many oases that lie therein. The most notable of which is Whitehaven, a beach that sits on the southern coast of Alzheim and is known for its strikingly gorgeous white sand. This seashore resort has been renowned as a first-class must-visit vacation hotspot for years, thanks to its breathtaking sights and pleasant environment. Did they import that white sand into Messeldam? Our next destination is the Liberal Kingdom. Although Liberal is firmly situated in the western side of the continent, its relative positioning towards the south grants it a warm, temperate climate, which is why in recent years tourists have been flocking across its borders in droves. Liberal also boasts a great many mountainous regions and is surrounded by clear blue seas on its south and west sides, letting the area not only a nice relaxing sea breeze, but also swaths with natural attractions for all to enjoy. Finally, we turn attention to the Central East, with its in-development resorts in Vallis. Although Vallis itself is an attractive destination in its own right, they have been investing heavily as of late into a number of in-development Central Eastern resorts outside the city. They can be found along the coastline and on nearby islands. These resorts aim to compete with El Sam's Haven and promise to provide top-notch service to their guests, so vacationers in search of a nice, pleasant respite should add them to their travel bucket list. A well-funded hotel's reputation for high-quality guest service and management, know-how, and ecological landscaping has led wealthy entrepreneurs and landowners to come knocking on Vallis' door, requesting consultation for projects involving the transformation of privately owned islands and mountains into full-blown resorts. Some clients have even outsourced these projects to them entirely. In this day and age, you never know when a patch of land could suddenly turn into a Vallis-backed luxury resort. Alright classes, time to begin our lesson. Today we will be taking a deeper look into the culture of our local region. Messeldam is known for its thriving scene of cultural arts originating from the north. For example, Mina, you practice ballet, don't you? A lot of people say I've gotten really good lately. There's a recital coming up this weekend, and I've been working extra hard for it. I watched Mina dance at one of those a while ago. It was super pretty. You should bring the church to see her too, Sister Olga. I appreciate the invitation, Tony, but let's get back to the lecture, shall we? Now, our first topic is how cultural arts from the northern regions, such as ballet, took root here. This class was started in order to help the children develop some pride in their community culture. Many of them are left feeling anxious and unsure due to the various problems Messeldam faces. But even so, I don't want them growing up to resent their hometown. They deserve to look back on these days with fond memories. Dad says I'm good at ballet too, so I'm going to do my best and keep at it. I wanted to tell one of my classmates about the recital too, but he didn't come to Sunday school today either. So maybe something really did happen to him. Oh, was that a forced PG? Messeldam has a whole lot of history behind it. I wonder if Mama and Papa like living here too. I'm going to ask them when I go home. There is much I can learn from Far Rodians to learn in impartial ways, but I have to question the significance of treading into the affairs of those who have lost their way. Surely there must be options other than confronting those who have shown no signs of repenting for their misdeeds.
May Adios be with us.
I wonder what this Spriggan is like even. You don't suppose this girl put in a request? Come to think of it, we haven't checked the bulletin boards yet. Let's go take a look. Though it has been long since Almata's collapse, many of us yet harbor unrest within our hearts. The reality is that there are many who have gone astray, but are they not also human? Can we not face and understand them? For what reason do people err? By confronting these troops and striving to emphasize, we can reshape our fear and unrest for a better. We mustn't see them as demons beyond our comprehension, for on the whole, they, like us, are children of the gods. I don't know, Gerard was pretty fucked up. Even before that dreadful mafia took hold here, this city has suffered from many issues. But those who perpetrate them are still fellow human beings. Only by confronting and at times redeeming them can we achieve true tranquility. It is our duty as members of the clergy to guide the people without prejudice or oversimplification.
This theater plays all kinds of movies, including independent films.
Oh, really? Then movie fans must be in love with this place.
They do hold one of the film festivals here. It tracks that they'd want to appeal to film buffs.
The showing on Screen 1 will soon begin.
The production director Gotti put on at the Tarbad Film Festival last year was met with critical acclaim. That's all well and good, but it caught on so much here that I fear our city will try to rip it off. What I want is for Messeldam Film Festival to differentiate itself through its unique and original style. Blindly emulating the Tarbad Film Festival in an attempt to chase its success is something I just can't support.
Why not buy a souvenir?
The Messeldam Film Festival has long promoted the artistic side of movie culture, and that has value. I just hope they can continue putting on the event while keeping those roots in mind. Welcome to Exter Cinemas, where all are invited to watch to heart's content. As the premier theater of Messeldam, a cradle of movie culture, we offer a wide selection for our guests to choose from. Many associate the city with more niche artistic works, perhaps due in part to our local film festival. However, we are also screening a range of more conventional entertainment for your viewing pleasure. On a related note, Director Gotti's shoot appears to be on schedule. Another masterpiece in the making, I'm sure. The director actually graced our theater with his presence earlier. I even had the pleasure of engaging him in a bit of conversation. Mike was elucidating. His straightforward views on entertainment are decidedly refreshing, not to mention right in the mark.
Remember your when it'll start.
Oh, Miss Lanster. Thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule to give me an autograph. I'll treasure it with my life. No, thank you for supporting me. It's always a pleasure to make a fan say. Smoothwood, you really know how to please your adoring public. The fact that she was even willing to indulge in an admirer like me is just incredible. At first I was only hoping to sneak a peek at the filming location during my lunch break. Anything more would just be a bar. But then, figuring there was nothing to lose, I asked her to sign something for me in between takes. Imagine my shock when she actually said yes. Don't mention it. Indulging admirers is all part of an actress's job.
For the movie on sale at the shop.
I'll stop by a theater once again once the shoot and my personal business are out of the way. See you then. Wow, Judith's popularity is as strong as ever. The secret probably lies in the way she interacts with her fanbase. A collaborative film between Salvatore Gotti and Leslie Lamb, with Judith Lanster and Nia Penley as co-stars. It's like a dream come true. And the shooting location being only a hop, skip, and a jump away is the cherry on top. So I can't come out soon enough. Here's hoping it draws in a massive audience at our theater. Okay, you can watch a variety of movies.
Welcome.
We like to buy a ticket. What's playing right now? I can only watch one. The guide recommends Robin the Lady Justice.
We have merchandise.
Will you be watching with anyone else?
At the shop.
I can only choose one of you? Okay, I can choose both of you. Yeah, there's no... At this point, I only have 2 people anyways. That's 3 tickets for Robin the Lady Justice, which comes out to 600 Mira total. Van headed into the theater with his company of choice, having decided to watch a movie during their work break. Robin, the rookie lawyer with a burning sense of justice, is embroiled in the case regarding the attempted murder of a homeless man. The defendant is a high school student named Eric, who is arrested on suspicion of assaulting the man with a steel pipe. He professes his innocence, however, claiming he was knocked unconscious when he stumbled upon the scene of the crime. Eric also testifies that he clearly remembers the face of his assailant. His name is Virgil, who just so happens to be a major witness for a prosecution as an heir to a large local business. The rumor mill paints Virgil as a man with a violent streak, but he has thus far eluded the eye of the law due to his father's influence. In this case, his father applies pressure on the local authorities and the prosecutor's office to give Virgil's testimony precedence in court. He also throws his way around with other parties involved, including the law firm Robin works for. This does little to deter her. Unwilling to let this mockery of justice go on any further, she makes her final stand in the courtroom.
As you can see, my client wasn't captured on the security cameras until after Virgil had arrived at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I'm calling the veracity of Virgil's statement into question. I don't believe he arrived in the nick of time to stop the attack. Furthermore, his claim about prying the pipe out of my client's hand strikes me as odd, considering his fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the weapon. In light of these contradictions, I think we can safely conclude Virgil's testimony is a sham.
Don't just sit there, Father. Do something! Stop her from spewing this nonsense!
I never thought such vital evidence would come out in the final hearing! Objection! This is clearly a stall tactic on the part of the defense. It's time we brought this farce of a trial to an...
Objection overruled. This evidence sheds new light on the case. The trial will proceed. I do not want to leave even a single stone unturned. Not at this juncture.
That filthy little lawyer's ruining everything. Damn her!
Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. You believed in me, even when no one else would. But if this all goes south, won't you be in danger?
I'll be all right. Trust me. I'm not backing down until we get that not guilty verdict. People with power and wealth are not above the law. I swear on my badge, I will not allow them to taint our legal system.
Their portrayal of a victim suffering from false accusations from people in positions of power was unfortunately very true to life. The film may have ended with Eric's acquittal, but in the real world, many people in this position are wrongfully convicted. All the more reason why we need lawyers who will seek out the truth, and also expose the people who try to suppress it. Although I get that's easier said than done. That's why conducting proper forensic investigations is so important. As a researcher myself, I want to do what I can to improve that kind of technology. Whew, watching that makes me remember how stressed I was during filming. I had to reread the script over and over again. There was so much legal jargon, some of those lines were really hard. It took a lot of practice to get them down pat. Yeah, I get it. Even if that lawyer character was wet behind the ears, she'd still be comfortable using that vernacular. I did interviews with real lawyers and went to see some life trials in order to prepare for the role. It was really educational and pretty fun to boot. Hey, all that effort showed in your performance. You looked right at home in that role. Hey, looks like they are selling commemorative brochures for this movie. Okay. Having finished their break, Van and his crew resumed their work. I only get to see one movie for this day, huh? So yeah, that's definitely one you wanted to see with Judith and your party. Girl, I don't give a damn if you're from Almata al-fayed. This is my town, you hear? Now where'd you put that whopper I fished up? It was bigger than a ship, for crying out loud. Cough, cough. Is this gentleman okay? He must be one of the homeless, the kind that's a little far gone by the looks of it. The world's no stranger to this sort of thing. Let's just keep our noses to ourselves and stay out of trouble.
This place seems different from the rest of the town.
These are the back streets of Messeldam. I hear this place is kinda sketch.
Makes sense. Almata's old HQ is right around here after all.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Anything to turn up on your end? Not yet. Where the hell is that damn brat? There's lookouts posted at every way in or out of the city, so he's got no place to run. We'll find him if we have to turn over every last rock in the street. Someone's coming. You know the drill. What's up with those two? It sounds like they're in the middle of a manhunt. Something smells off about this. Let's just focus on our investigation for now. We still need to get a handle on the situation in Messeldam. So last night's client was a bust. I guess there's more and better where he came from though. Still, people who visit our club have really gone down quality lately. Well, whatever. I'll keep turning tricks on my own terms. No more, no less.
Wanna have a little fun?
Looks like someone doodled. Oh, wait, no. This is called graffiti art, isn't it?
Holy moly! Whoever did this has got talent.
What sort of business could you possibly have with me, strangers? You tourists who took a wrong turn, or are you customers looking to buy some gummies? Hey, don't get all tense. I'm just a small business owner. The people bring the demand and I bring the supply, that's all. Is this man talking about what I think he is? Yep, he deals in illegal substances. People say Messeldam was a breeding ground for this kind of thing even before the Mafia moved in. Looks like that hasn't changed. Damn, you think they would have wised up after everything went down with Almata? And to top it off, he's using candy as a street name. Gummies, makes me sick to my stomach. That's the part that gets you? My gummies come in different types to suit each customer's needs. You looking to get high as a kite or slow down, veg out? Just let a guy know. I'll share my Rex. Oh, ain't seen your face around before, buddy. Just passing through town. I see you got a lady friend with you right now. How about you give her the slip layer and swing back this way? There's a real nice place I can get you into. You got your manly urges, don't ya? No shame in that. Gonna have to pass. Why don't you go solicit someone who actually has time to waste? Oh, come on. No need to be like that. Whoa, now, hold on a tick. Your lady friend here. She looks just like that famous actress. No, wait. You actually are her, ain't ya? Hey, you know, I'm also scouting for a young woman looking to, shall we say, market themselves. We could work them something out if you like. No, I don't like. Jeez, clearly no one ever taught this creep how to treat a lady. He knew it was a lost cause, yet went for it anyway. This is a barker who's never known fear. Well, if you ever change your mind, come find me, and I'll get you into one of the best clubs in town. Me, I've got no qualms with playing the long game. That goes both for pulling in customers and getting new gals on the roster. Almata's been cleaned out as of last year, but we still have lingering concerns about any channels or hazardous goods of theirs that may remain. Having a few officers from Edith here to help root them out has been a real godsend. True peace will only come after we ensure that no one can misuse what the Mafia has left in its wake. Every crooked cop Almata had in their pocket has already been rounded up and placed behind bars. The Messeldam police should have a smoother time conducting investigations and maintaining public safety from here on out. I'd like to believe our collaboration with the Edith PD is going to prove useful in that regard.
Arc Ride Solutions?
Well, look who it is. You're that detective. Nate, right? Nice to see you.
Right back at you, Judith. Fancy meeting you here.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
I guess those rumors about you being in town for a shoot were... Hold on a second! That doesn't explain what the rest of you were doing in Messeldam!
We're here on a work trip, same as you, I'd wager. Let me guess, tidying up after Almata's turning out to be more than just a year-end job. Boy, you really know how to hit the mark. I gotta tell you, rounding up every organization on their fringes is a slog. We've been making arrests ever since we arrived early last month. Worst of all, they've got 6 of us guys grabbing up one room at the end. It's like sleeping in a sardine can. He's going off on a vending session. Works for me. Let's see if we can get him to spill a few beans. So they brought in Edith's best and brightest, huh? The brunt of the investigation must have been a breeze after that. Heh, well, what can I say? It just comes easy to me. But the police can't take all the credit. The guild and CID are in high gear on this too. Naturally, we've cleaned up all of Almata's stragglers. Same goes for any group they've so much as shaken hands with. So you can just focus on filming worry-free, Judith. That's good to hear. So in other words, they haven't found anything worth mentioning. If that's the case, why haven't you gone back to this capital yet? Well, we're talking about a pretty wide-reaching mafia here. There's still a few bits and bobs that need clearing up, like the finer parts of their cash flows. But hey, that's just a tiny slice of it. We've got most of the rest on lock. That's what makes us the best and brightest. So I see. Guess that means people in the know about Almata's legacy are in short supply now. Well, that gives us the gist of things. Hit us up if you get any new info, Mr. Best and Brightest. Sure thing, leave it to me. Wait a minute, why should I have to share information with you guys? Sure took him long enough to realize you were just flattering him to get info. And don't sweat the small stuff. We've still got a lot to clear up regarding Almata's cash flows and affiliates, but they shouldn't have any stragglers left standing at this point. Anyway, keep us updated if you and your team come across any new intel. Oh, welcome. Oh wait, you stayed with us before, haven't you, sir? In that case, welcome back. Take a load off with your friends and enjoy our historic tavern. My dad may seem scary, but he's just trying to protect us from rowdy patrons, so you can rest easy. When he was young, my dad wandered into northern lands to hone himself. He's learned a lot from those days. Don't let his stubborn face fool you. He's actually pretty accommodating, so don't hesitate to ask for anything. Hooey, nothing warms you up on a cold day like a nice hot cup of the hard stuff. But salons are a close second. As long as you can get one or the other, what more could a guy want? Drunk by noon again, you're a real piece of work, butcher. Borrow any of my other customers and I'll toss you on the street. Do I even ask if you have a job right now? Hey, don't you worry, barkeep. I've got a gig lined up for tomorrow. Now quit being such a stiff. Day laborers like me gotta take our fun when we can get it.
Well...
Hey, Northern alcohol kicks in quick. That's what makes it the best. This tavern's great too. Cheap prices, a wide selection. I couldn't quit if I tried, hick. On second glance, I remember you lodging with us a couple times before. You're that Spriggan from the capital. It's been a long while since your last stay. I take it something's brewing behind the scenes. Just sweeping up the aftermath. Nothing you need to worry yourself over. So you've been to this inn before, huh? Sounds like he's got a pretty good idea of what it is you do. Yeah, I had a few jobs that brought me to Messeldam some years back. Mirko here made sure I was well taken care of. The man's got a lot of grit. Probably comes from dealing with rough and tumble sailors all the time. My family didn't hand this place down for generations just to have its doors closed over some misbehavior's monkey business. It takes at least some grit to keep things running around here. We're definitely in good hands. This should make for a comfortable base of operations. The mafia and whatnot stirred up their share of trouble, but even without them, the city is home to plenty of hot-blooded folks. Run a tavern here and fights between customers become a common sight. Nobody gets a free pass under my roof though, so you just put yourself at ease.
Can I help you?
Soul Chef Pie. Since we're setting up base here for 2 or 3 days, we can access the Marchen Garten from this terminal, right? Is that the dedicated MK terminal you equipped your truck with? You know, I've heard that Marchen Garten thing is pretty incredible. Honestly, I'd like to take a look myself. I read SB report from an inn or room Van is using while out on the job. Press any button? Alright, time to start exploring the Marchen Garden. Again, I should be able to gain access for extra members by having Mare make new profiles for his Zyphas. You mind, Mare Bear?
Yeah, I heard you. Sheesh, overload your hollows much? Though, admittedly, I'm just as curious about this virtual space as the rest of you. I'll treat you this once, but don't get used to it.
And so the rest of the group was registered. Van then reached out to the other team and had them log in for an in-person rundown of the system. Is there a hub level now?
Katra, Judith, long time no see.
Yes. I guess it has been a while, huh? Though I can't say I expected us to reunite in virtual reality.
My thoughts exactly. It's a bit of an odd feeling.
You've been busy getting ready for the school festival, right? Glad it hasn't taken the pep out of your step. But enough about that. You two must be Swin and Nadia.
That's us. I know this is a lot to take in all at once, but it's nice to meet you. We've heard a lot about the Arkwright Solutions team, too.
Let's see. On one side is the famous movie star Judith Lanster, and the other, that whiz kid who skipped a bunch of grades at Basel Institute. It's Katra, right? I'ma just shorten that to QT. Anyone ever say how adorable you are? And don't even get me started on the way Judith fills a room. It's not like I don't trust S to be faithful, but I'd better start upping my riz just to be sure.
She said the thing.
Upping your what? Can we stay on topic, please?
You two really are regular comedians. I'm not quite sold on this whole QT thing. But you both seem to be nice people. That's a relief, considering our track record of our members of the Gardens. Definitely, I've seen firsthand just how reliable they can be. Okay, that's enough meeting and greeting for now. The situation is pretty much how I explained it to you earlier. We'll need all the help we can get in here, yours included, Elaine. It'd be my pleasure. Renee is lending his aid, so I see no reason to withhold mine. I can't just sit on my hands, especially if there's any chance of this being related to the incident at the Capitol. Besides, I've got to stay in shape, both as Grimcat and as an actress. It'll be a lot on my plate, but that won't stop me. I'm impressed that you managed to build a virtual space up to scale. It's almost like an expansion of the battle simulator we used before. Personally, I find this sort of thing fascinating, so feel free to call on me at any time. Katra and Judith can now be added to your party within the Marchen Garden. Hey folks, jumping right into the Marchen Garden, huh? Well, you did put in a formal request. Sounds like you were waiting for us though. Was there something you needed to share? Yeah, actually. See, we finished analyzing those shard tokens y'all found in your last expedition. Turns out that they have a function that can parse and restore some of the data losses the Garden's going through right now. Slow down a sec, I'm not really following here. Let me dumb it down a little. The more tokens you collect, the more we can analyze the resources the Garden took in. Plus, they'll net you a whole bundle of rewards that can be used in both the real and virtual worlds. So no reason not to try it out, right? I mean, I already added the feature to Mare for you. Boy, you work fast, but yeah, I get the gist of it now. May as well give it a whirl, I suppose. Mystic Cube Analysis. Shard tokens found during your previous expedition are items that can be used in Mystic Cube Analysis. The more you analyze the Mystic Cube, the wider the variety of items you can obtain. Select Mystic Cube and try it for yourself. Okay. Wait, use S tokens you obtain to analyze Mystic Cube, so I actually have to play an action-based minigame? Okay. Support item. Begin analysis.
Beginning analysis.
Hold A to analyze the Mystic Cube. Okay, do I need any special timing, or just hold the button? The rarer the cube, the more type of items you stand against. Of course, it's also more likely that unique items will appear.
On to the next!
Skill stones. Okay. I can still do more.
nice. On to the next.
Did I get anything useful?
It's reacting. Core detected. On to the next.
Skill stones. So do I just do this until I run out of S tokens?
You have it. Core detected. Not done yet.
Fishing bait Zerum capsule. I can sell that.
Core detected. Not done yet.
That was not much.
It's reacting. Core detected. Not done yet. We did it. On to the next. We did it. On to the next.
Over 1,000 hits.
Core detected. Not done yet.
Okay, I can do this one more time.
It's reacting. Core detected. Not done yet.
Yeah, let's end analysis here.
Pretty darn good.
Okay, good. Got a lot of stuff. Monk attire. Only wait, repair data. Why do we need? They're not even giving us a full package when it comes to these outfits. What the heck? Whatever. What I really need is a quartz and sepith more than anything, and the skill stones. Okay, that's all I can really do at this point. Looks like the analysis went off of a hitch. Oh, and by the by, about those skill stones you just got. Our findings show that they can be used to beef up your individual crafts via Zypha. We put together a program to do the enhancing, so go give it a whirl whenever you like. Seriously? Wow, what will they think of next? What were we supposed to get out of all that again? In short, they've discovered a means of improving our individual proficiency levels through combat orbit synchronization. It might be worth taking a moment to verify how effective the process is. Enhancing crafts. The skill stones you obtained a moment ago can be used to increase the power and efficacy of your character's crafts. Any craft can be selected for enhancement, so you're free to improve your characters in whatever way you like. I did not get these to drop evenly, seriously. I can actually choose the S-craft itself as well. Whoopsie, almost forgot one teensy detail. I also made it so that you can find shard tokens and portals via shard search, so you gotta try too, you hear? Portals, this is the first I'm hearing of those. And I thought shard tokens were something we collected in virtual reality. Yeah, about that. We don't know if it's a bug with the Garden or the like, but they've been showing up as data fragments in the real world too. They can be used in the Garden just fine, so it'd be so if you could gather as many of them as you can. This is kind of a concerning development. Tell me about it. Honest to goodness, we don't entirely know what's going on here either. As for portals, there are these things called nodes around Edith where the orbital waves are mega concentrated. Our tech lets you reconfigure these hotspots into virtual routers made out of shards. Once you have one up and running, it can be used to get easy access to the Marchen Garden node dedicated terminal required. Seeing is believing though, so I just sent you some info on a portal compatible location nearby. Just turn on your shard search and take a gander around. Honestly, I'm still a little lost, but sure. We'll try it out when we get the chance. Shard tokens and portals can be detected to be a shard search. It also appears 80 bonuses for battles in the Marchen Garden. The larger S token, the more you obtain. Okay. Access portals. There's one in the other hotel room? 50, but every little bit helps. They're all over the freaking inn. That's insane. I'll scan each and every one of these. Do they respawn? That's the real question. If they don't respawn... Oh. Well, I can always grind them infinitely, so it's not like it matters too much, but still. Okay. A portal. Hey, you found the portal. Wasn't too painful, right? So this is what they look like. Incredible, and we're the only ones who can see them. I imagine so, judging by the virtual router. Though, having said that, I'd say this is closer to AR than VR. Ooh, someone's in the know. You're right. This here's an example of augmented reality. With it, you can find more spots like these in a handful of places around Edith and convert them into portals. But there's more. Now it's all prepped to go. Marik's support is finally ready for launch. And that's what exactly? Just a little virtual service we're offering to help with things besides clearing floors in the garden. Take a peek next time you go online, Kay? Okay, so there's a shop now. Marketing support menu can be accessed via X button.
Welcome. I've got all your support needs covered.
BGM CP supply. Oh, but I have to beat 20 enemies first. Item shop.
Let me know if you need anything, okay? Appreciate your business.
Repair data.
Let me know if you need anything, okay?
I see. I wish there was a button to just repair as much data as possible without having to select them all. I see. No, it's because some of them require common materials. That is a very weird way of doing things. In the Dawn data... Okay. Costumes.
Appreciate your business.
Marduk points.
Good stuff.
How do I get Marduk points? Huh. I can use this to buy more skill stones. Exchange points, what the heck?
Thanks a bundle. Let me know if you need anything, okay? Thanks a bundle. We've got the good stuff.
Okay, I can buy stuff for everyone else as well. Strangely, it's only showing people who are not in the main party right now. For some reason, Grendel has his own upgrade tree for this. Huh.
Access granted. I'm going in.
Okay.
This is kid stuff. I bypassed the security. That's a good lock. Now do me a solid, no sweat. That's a good lock. Now do me a solid, no sweat.
Oh man.
That's a good lock. Now do no sweat.
Oh, made it.
I've got
Oh. Yeah, that was close. Finding a good opening is tough because they can get you during the button input part. Those enemies.
Want a place to chill? Then look no further.
But it's only a first time cleared. I only get the Marduk points for the first time clear, huh?
granted. I'm going in. Confirming surroundings.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this guy is not as big. Okay. Install here.
That's a good lock. Now do no sweat.
Okay.
Conducting search.
Yeah, this part is kind of ass.
Confirming surroundings.
Why is this guy so needlessly huge?
Confirming surroundings. Conducting search.
Okay.
Confirming surroundings.
Oh, I hate the movement in this one.
Kid stuff. I bypassed the security. That's a good lock. Now do me a I bypassed the security.
Oh my goodness.
Surroundings.
Oh, these guys are fast.
Search. Confirming surroundings. Conducting search. Confirming surroundings. This is kid stuff. I bypassed the security.
Ugh.
Conducting search.
That took almost all my time.
I've got control of the system.
150 points. Oh boy.
Welcome to Marduk's support.
This one's gonna suck.
Access granted. I'm going in. This is kid stuff. I bypassed the security. Conducting search. Conducting search. That's a good lock. Now do me a solid. I bypassed the conducting search. Conducting search. Conducting search. Confirming surroundings. Conducting search. That's a good lock. Now do me a solid and open up. I bypassed the security. Confirming surroundings. Conducting search. That's a good lock. Now do me a solid and no sweat. Conducting search.
Oh.
Conducting search. Conducting search. Conducting search.
Oh.
Conducting search. Confirming surroundings. This is kid stuff. No, conducting search.
It's the worst part.
Confirming surroundings. Confirming surroundings.
Ugh. Ugh.
I made it!
Dude, I almost had a minute to spare this time. That was a good attempt for once. Now I never have to do any of that ever again. And I can just spend all this on, like, upgrades and shit.
Want a place to chill? Then
Yeah.
no further.
I know you two. What in the... You never mentioned that this research trip would take us halfway across the country. I was only hoping to push back my, next deadline. Or, I mean, take it easy and go cafe hopping. Cronin, you numbskull, you'll stop me, thoughtless ogre. Huh, but you're the one who said you wanted to travel around gathering material. If this isn't working out, though, I can always take you back to Edith to work on that draft. Oh wait, hold that thought. I think I just had a breakthrough. I knew you would, Miss Kokona. That sells it. Let the fieldwork continue. Things are always end up like this whenever Corin's involved. I'll admit, though, even this is preferable to the agony of artist/writer's block. So there has to be somewhere in this town where I can laze around. I didn't realize how crime-infested Messeldam's back alleys were. Still, Miss Kokona and her work are depending on me. I'll keep her safe come what may. I swear on my life as her editor. This isn't your everyday establishment. Maybe not, but places like these are a surefire bet for underworld intel. That's about the size of it. Would you rather wait outside, kiddo? There's no need to call me. It's only the middle of the day, so we'll just take free mocktails. Right away, sir. I didn't realize bars even offered non-alcoholic drink. Depends on the joint, but it's not too uncommon while it's still light out. Hey, this is pretty tasty, just right for an afternoon pick-me-up. I have to agree. You've got some killer skills, barkeep. That's very flattering, sir. I'm not just talking cocktails, by the way. It's hard to tell by looks alone, but you're packing a lot of muscle under that uniform. I also noticed the glances you sneak at the door and customers. That's more vigilance than a typical bartender needs. At this point, who needs a bouncer? My take's that you double as the club's bouncer. But there's a bouncer on shift right now, isn't there? I'm lost for words. Are you perhaps involved in some form of detective work? That's one way to put it. You wouldn't happen to be an ex-Jaeger called Robson, would you? I heard your story from Dingo. You were acquainted with him? That was a telling response. So you knew each other too? Yes, as you presumed, I am Robson. Dingo has done much for me in the past. A shame what became of him. So you already heard the news. Even now, I struggle to believe it. Since you were a close friend of his, it would be my pleasure to accommodate you in whatever way I can. That being said, I would advise you not to bring his name up in front of the owner. Did something happen between them? In a sense, you see, our club's highest earner used to be a hostess by the name of Mistress. That's the lady from the Black Lake district. Mistress, huh? I know she and Dingo got acquainted when he was in Messeldam. But it sounds like there's more to the story. I can't discuss this too openly, but at the time, Mistress was being blackmailed into doing the owner's bidding. Dingo was the one who pulled every trick in the book to secure her freedom. It would seem the owner harbors a grudge over it to this very day. Damn, that's a hell of a history. What brings you to investigation here, if I may ask? I would be happy to answer any questions you have to the best of my ability, Mr. Call me Van. I'm a Spriggan from the capital. Oh, the one from the rumors. I'm here in Messeldam to find something, so we're out doing a little info gathering. Have you noticed any sketchy developments here lately, particularly in relation to Almata? The police were scouring the place as part of an investigation not too long ago. But as far as I'm aware, they didn't discover anything of note. In truth, however, the owner has worked with Almata on numerous past occasions. It was only ever to line his own pockets, however, so he is likely ignorant of their inner workings. Even if he weren't, he's crafty enough to keep the police from delving into him too deeply. So he actually gave them the slip. Sounds like interrogating him wouldn't get us much of anywhere then. There are many others in this town that are also connected to Almata in some shape or form. In most cases, however, it was that they were either threatened or exploited. The only people who truly know what went on in Almata would be those who worked directly under them. But the way I understand it, each and every member was arrested at the end of the last year. That is the extent of my knowledge. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. Not at all. This gives us a much better grasp of things. Yeah, you definitely saved us some trouble down the road. That pleases me to hear. We'll hit you up again if we need anything else. Heck, even if we don't, we might just stop by for some more drinks. I'll save you a spot at the counter. I can't help but sense fate's hand at work, bringing an acquaintance of Dingo's through the door after all this time. Nevertheless, I am merely this club's bartender, or at least its bouncer. While that regrettably limits the ways in which I can help you, do let me know if you're ever in need. Oh, and although this may be remiss of me to say as an employee, watch your back around the owner.
May I help you?
Buy all this.
Thank you.
Well, now, is that a new customer I see? It takes a discerning eye to step into our club. No need to be tense. Release your inhibitions and carouse away. You seek entertainment of a more titillating nature, no? This must be the owner that bartender was talking about. He seems like a cheerful guy at first glance. Yeah, gives off a whiff of something unsavory, though. At the very least, he was involved with Almata, and it doesn't show on his face one bit. Keep your guard up around him.
Well...
Our pole dancing performances over there have become quite popular. Frankly, I only added them as a way to fill the void my biggest earning hostess left upon her departure. They're paying off much faster than I anticipated, however. The mirror-making business never grows dull. Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Show us more of those goods, baby. I knew they saved the best girls for the middle of the day. Dumping work so I could come here instead was the right call. Almata's downfall hasn't changed the owner of this place one bit. I wonder who he's going to make a patsy out of this year. Not that it's any of my business. I'm just here to make as much money as I can while he keeps the doors open. That's the long and short of it. In some ways, our owner is easy to figure out. As long as our interests align with his, everything's all sunshine and rainbows. Assuming you know how to avoid getting thrown under a bus, that is. According to our intel, this should be Almata's old headquarters, but this isn't exactly what I was expecting. Zect Arms. Yeah, after the place got abandoned, it fell under police jurisdiction. Once Almata was out of the picture, they put the building up for auction, and another company snatched it up. Some people just have too much money to throw around. They even did some remodeling by the look of it. The sign up there says Zect Arms. Wait, didn't they show up in Racian? Oh great, those guys. She didn't even fight us. She just let all those other monsters fight us. To the public, they're just an up-and-coming manufacturer, but dig deeper and crooked practices abound. Rumor has it they develop and produce illegal weaponry, distribute archaisms on the black market, and more. Ningo's notebook even mentions that they were suppliers to Almata. They also have an axe to grind with Master Barkhorn. Didn't realize you've been investigating them too, though, Katra. I couldn't help myself after everything that happened. Still, to think they would buy up Almata's old property. It's definitely shady, but it's not like they were working directly under Almata. Yeah, all of their dealings aside, the company was founded outside of Calvert. On top of that, this building's been searched by the police several times over. I can't really see them leaving any traces of Almata behind. Which probably means no legacy either. Oh well, want to try somewhere else? Yes, let's.
Okay. Next shift.
Now I have to go in that suspicious alley. Oof, that's as much unloading as I can handle for now. The amount of freight coming in from the north has really been on the rise. But enough about that. Now that we're ashore, it's time to have the night of my life. This is private company property. Unless you have an appointment, I'm going to have to ask that you leave. Nothing personal though. I'm only part of the firm if the building's owners are outsourcing security to. If you've got business with the tenants, just head inside and speak with their representative directly.
Will do.
Good day, how may I be of service? If you're looking to enter the upper floors, I'm afraid you'll need an appointment. I'd be happy to take a message though. If only I could buy illegal weaponry from them. What the? Whoa there.
Sorry. Pardon me.
Why does he have a unique model? Well, someone's in a hurry. So much for that. So much that he failed to notice us in his way. Wonder what had him so worked up. He was headed for the back streets. Might be worth taking a look around there later. There's a Force VG on the bulletin board. Prized possession. About 9 years ago, I happened to lose a childhood treasure of mine here in Messeldam. I know the idea seems a little far-fetched, but I'm hoping it's still somewhere in the city. Would you be willing to help search for it? I'll be waiting for your answer in the chapel. Francisca.
May Adios be with us.
So this is where you were. Francisca, right? You the one that put up the Force VG? Force VG, then you must be. The Spriggan, yeah, from Arkwright Solutions. We just happened to be in Messeldam for some business. Anyway, not to jump the gun or anything, but can you fill us in on the details of your request? Of course. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Let's discuss this where we won't disturb the others. So your request said you wanted us to look for something important to you. What would that be exactly? Right, I suppose that's the best place to start. I'm looking for a music box, one with a little ballerina on top. It has a crank that you can turn to play music. The ballerina will even spin if she's dancing. Oh, I've seen those before. They're so cute. And I agree, it was incredibly dear to me when I was a little girl. You see, my father was a busy man, and because I didn't get to see him very often, he decided to have a gift made for me to remind me of his love. It sounds like he cared for you a great deal. He did, yes, but unfortunately there came a time when we had to depart from Messeldam. I had no choice but to leave the music box behind. It's been on my mind ever since. I've always longed for the day I could come back and look for it. It's only now, 9 years later, that I've finally been able to visit. So you're trying to find the music box while you're still in town. Yes, of course, there's no guarantee that it's still here, but if there's even the slightest chance. Even if you can't find the music box itself, any information on where it might be would be more than enough. Does this sound like something you could help me with? Well, I think I got the gist of your request, at least. You had no choice but to leave it behind, though. It sounds like something crazy must have happened. Yeah, that does seem a little strange. It's not exactly hard to bring a music box with you. Yeah, that's where the great part of the quest comes in. I wish I could tell you more, but I can't. There's really nothing more I can say. I apologize. Well... Listen, if there's stuff you feel you can't share, I get it. I mean, dealing with complicated matters is practically your whole business. But at the end of the day, you can't really expect us to head out on a search for some music box without having all the info. I didn't mean to. No, I'm just making more excuses. Hey, you didn't have to be so rude about it. Not like I don't get why you're skeptical, though. Is there a reason you can't ask the police or the bracers for help? I prefer not to complicate the situation personally. I only want my music box back. I did think about trying to find it on my own, but I'm a bit hesitant to go wandering around town. Look, I really would like to help you out, but it's ultimately up to our leader here. What do you think, Van? Let's see. She's got reservations about telling the truth, but it doesn't feel like it's because of a life or death situation. Still, something's bugging me. Not that it stopped me before, per se. What to do? Except... Alright, we'll take the case. You did go to all the trouble of putting out a 4SPG, plus it might be nice to do some extra legwork while we're in town. Thank you so much. Words can't explain how much this means to me. So is there anything else you can tell us about this music box? Seriously, any info at all would be helpful. Well, my memories can be a bit hazy at times, but I'll try my best. As I mentioned, it's a music box with a little ballerina on top. I think it was made of ceramic. Yeah, so I'm remembering correctly, I was told it came from a famous workshop here in Messeldam. Oh, you must mean the Orbital Factory across from the public bathhouse. Sounds like that should be the place we start laxing around. Well, let's get going then. Gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Well, we're on the clock now. Got a question for you.
A music box of a ballerina. Again, huh? That's an interesting reaction. You know something. Funnily enough, I happened to come across some old paperwork on it recently, so yes I do. Well, that certainly makes things easier. Let's start with the simple stuff then. I'm guessing it was your shop that made the music box. That's right, it was actually crafted by my grandfather, but the request for it was made roughly a decade ago. The order slip mentioned it was a present for a customer's daughter who wanted it to be a ballerina. Money didn't seem to be an issue for the man who ordered it, though. I imagine he must have been a real up-and-comer. That's why my grandfather felt so much pressure to make it perfect. He poured all of his know-how into that thing. I don't think there was a single piece he was more proud of. Huh, sounds like this is more of a luxury item than I thought. It really is, and considering the last time I looked it over, I imagine it's still appraised at 100,000 mira. His craftsmanship was like no other. And we're only getting 3,000 for this job. Wait, you've seen it before. Yep, just last month actually. I'm not sure if you'll be pleased to hear this or not, but an antique dealer brought it in. He wanted me to refurbish some parts of the doll that fell off. Talk about a coincidence. I only realized it was my grandfather's work when I noticed his signature on the back. That's what got me digging through our old documents in the first place. Anyway, your best bet is probably going to be that antique dealer. No telling if he still has the music box though. Right, if the repair was last month, he may have already sold it. I suppose we should at least try to find him though. Yeah. You know if the guy's still in the area. Well, I've seen him around, sure, but I'd be careful if I were you. He's not exactly known for being the reputable type. Word is that he buys some of his goods through the black market. I've even heard that he has dealings over in that underground club in the back streets. Black market goods, huh? That doesn't sound great. Well, it's the only lead we've got right now. Come on, let's head to that club. Thanks for the info, Ivan.
Let me ask you something.
Normally this wouldn't be that big a deal, but I've got a feeling the owner won't take too kindly to us asking lots of questions. Might be easier to see if any of the dancers know something. Excuse me, miss. Oh, got a tip for me, mister? Feel free to put it in anywhere you want. That's not what we're here for. Ahem, if possible, we'd like to ask you something. Katra might act like he's all grown up, but he's still just a kid, huh? Katra explained that we're looking for an antique dealer. Oh, you're looking for that guy, are you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's here today. Good, sounds like we're in luck. But where is he? I haven't seen anyone matching his description so far. Hey, that guy looks just walked out of the bathroom. Yep, that's him. He's probably got some business with the owner today. Stops by to sell his wares here every now and then. He uses this place as a sort of hunting ground. Finds suckers who are into buying old junk, then pulls them into another room for a sales pitch. So yeah, he's a little shady, but he's also a great tipper, and that makes him okay in my book. I see, thank you. You've been very helpful. Alright then, let's see what this guy's gotta say. Oh, that hits the spot. I'm feeling a mite peckish now. Might as well order some snacks to go along with my drink.
Got a question for you.
Oh, a music box with a ballerina on top. Damn, I finally get it off my hands, and now someone takes an interest. You sold it? Yep, gave it to the new owner a few days ago. Sorry, pal. So I was afraid of that. I figured it wouldn't be so simple. Mind telling us who you sold to? The original owner's looking for it. The original owner, huh? Yeesh, I don't want nothing more to do with that mess. It was some old lady. Pretty sure I saw her wandering around over by the docks this morning. Think she was wearing a yellow scarf. It's not Magisa, is it? Thanks for tip. By the way, what did you mean by get it off my hands? From what we heard, the former owner of the Orwell factory put a whole lot of effort into that thing. The old man was pretty famous at his trade, wasn't he? I kinda expected people to be banging down your door for it. Yeah, well, I thought the same thing. Hell, that's why I bought it in the first place. I even brought it down to the club to try to sell it to somebody who might be into antiques. Only thing is, every one of them told me that music box comes with a lot of baggage. Baggage? What do you mean by that? Is it haunted? Sorry, lady, but if I tell you, I'd be wrapped up in myself. Anyway, to make a long story short, if I could sell it out to some sleazeball, I figured I'd target your average show instead. And that's why I finally managed to get rid of it. Not sure how I feel about you selling something with a sketchy history to the general public. Anyway, we should try to find an old lady and see what she can tell us. Probably have to fight a boss. Yeah, if we're lucky, she might be willing to make a trade. Sounds like a plan. He said she was over by the docks. Let's go take a look. Oh, gazing out of the ocean never fails to refresh my mind.
Got a question for you.
Oh, a music box with a ballerina? Well, yes, I actually just purchased something like that the other day. Looks like we were on the right track. That music box brought back a fond memory of mine. I was so moved when I saw it, I thought, surely Adios must be guiding my hand. You said it brought back a fond memory. Well, you see, I used to teach ballet several years ago. I suppose it's been over a decade by now. One day, a little girl I used to teach brought it in that exact music box. She said her father had given it to her and that it was her prized possession. Oh, you should have seen the glow on her face. Did she sell it in order to be able to attend classes or something? I was a bit surprised by how lavish it was, but just seeing her enthusiasm was enough to make me smile. How lavish? Unfortunately, a lot happened after that. Her family was separated, and everything in their home was auctioned off. When I saw it, I could hardly believe something so dear to her had been sold along with everything else. I thought, why not buy it myself in case I get a chance to return it? Her family was separated. I wonder what happened. Wait a minute, the girl you're talking about must be... Yes, there's no doubt about it. Did this student of yours happen to be named Francisca? How do you know? I think I'm getting a clearer picture here. Van told the elderly woman about the request made by Francisca. Goodness, what a wonderful coincidence. It seems Adios really was calling me to buy that music box. My house isn't very far from here. Let me go and get it for you all. That'd be great. Sorry again for all the trouble. If you'd rather not make the walk by yourself, we won't mind tagging along. Van and the others helped the old lady back to her house to retrieve the music box. Afterward, the group headed to the Chapel de Guerre to see Francisca. Oh, my old ballet teacher, I thought I'd never see you again. It's been far too long. I've missed you so much. If no one else, I always hoped I'd at least get to see you again someday. I felt the very same. Though it may be a little more than happenstance, I'm so very pleased to see you again. My, look how you've grown. You've become such a fine young lady. I see you're still just as quick to tears as when you were little, however. Oh, you. A reunion after 9 long years. I'm getting a little misty-eyed myself. She must be overjoyed. Ahem, sorry to interrupt your get-together, ladies. But I've got the music box you were looking for right here. Mind checking to make sure we have the right one? Oh, I'm sorry. I was so wrapped up in the moment. Let me take a look. Yes, that's it. That's the one my father gave me. It's beautiful. I can tell your dad really cared about making you happy. The melody is rather nice as well. The crank turns just fine, so there's no need to worry about the inner mechanisms being broken. That's a relief. I can't tell you how much it means for me to have this back, and I think you even brought my old teacher along. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay you. Thank you so much for all that you've done. No thanks needed beyond the fee for our services. You know, I actually thought that music box may have been that other thing we were looking for. But I didn't catch a single whiff of anything fishy, so I guess not. Huh? You thought it was related to Almata? What in the world made you think that? It was just a nice gift from her father. Francisca, it's okay, ma'am. We're just fixers who happen to have had a few runs of Almata in the past. It wasn't until we were in the middle of investigating that I started to realize what was actually going on. I see, so you figured it all out already. To be honest, having to keep it from you was starting to eat me up inside. If it's okay, I'd like to explain. Yeah, I'm still a little clueless over here, so that would be great. Several years ago, my father was the most powerful man in Messeldam's criminal underworld. His name was Enrique, Almata's former boss. Enrique, why does that name sound so familiar? I think it was written in Dingo's notes. I see, so your father had the music box made for you over a decade ago, then a year later, Dante's took over Almata. I suppose all this took place while your dad was still at the top of the underworld then. To be honest, the rumors I've heard about him aren't great. You're right, my father did many horrible things while he was with Almata. He used to be a traitor, but his craftiness got the better of him. That eventually led to his takeover of the Mafia. These days he'd be considered a bit player in the grand scheme of things, but there was a time when he was feared even outside of the city. However, my mother and I only ever knew him as a kind, gentle soul. Just like what he did for me with the music box, all he ever wanted was for us to be happy. Well, people aren't always what you see on the surface, that's for sure. Yes, even so, the people of this town hold his name in contempt. To this day, there are many who carry a grudge against him. I was scared of what they might do if they found out who I was. And that's why you didn't want to ask anyone else for help, right? Yes. Hold on, we read something in a few notes a while back. It said that all of Enrique's family and connections were killed. The truth of the matter is that Francisca was the only one who survived. 9 years ago, my parents risked their lives to help me escape. However, in a town completely under Almata's control, there was nowhere for me to go. That's when an informant came to save me. Dingo! He told me it was the least he could do to make amends for selling info to Dante's. Hey, that sounds like... Dingo, yeah, it must have been him. Only somebody Dante's thought highly of could have gotten her out alive. I suppose that makes sense. Wait, you know Dingo? Yeah, he was working in Edith as a reporter for a while. Still did informant work on the side, though. Me being a Spriggan, it made sense for us to do business, but in some ways he was also kind of like an older brother. This has been an incredible day for coincidences. I owe him a debt of gratitude as well. You see, several days after that tragedy befell our family, Dingo appeared to me once more to say, Francisca wanted me to tell you something. He wanted me to know that she was safe, but warned me to act as though she were dead. Ever since then, I've kept Francisca in my heart. I can only pray that we might meet again someday. I see, makes this reunion all the sweeter, huh? Is it possible that Dingo's still in the capital? I always hoped I'd be able to find him someday. He introduced me to a family that took me in as a foster child. If not for his connections, I might have never had a family again. Unfortunately, searching for him while Almata was still around was too dangerous. I've always regretted never telling him how grateful I was. Well... what's wrong? The thing is, Dingo passed away. It happened last year while I was trying to follow up on Almata. In the end, it's because of the information he left us that we were able to fight back against Dante's. Oh dear. Guy was one hell of a reporter, that's for sure. He would help me out sometimes too. A lot of what I know is true hearsay, but he seemed like a really great guy. I remember he saved Marielle when a politician targeted her for digging into his affairs. Yeah, he was the kind of guy who was always one step ahead of everybody else. So flawless you almost hated him for it. And he cared about other people to a fault. No matter what happened, you always knew you could count on him. Based on what he did for you, I guess he'd always been like that. Yes, even though he tried to feign disinterest, I could tell he was a gentle soul. But why? Why did that have to happen to someone like him? I lost everything because of Almata, and now, Dingo too. I never even got to thank him. Oh, Francisca. I know it hurts, dear. Everything will be alright. Wherever he is now, I'm sure he knows how you feel. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so emotional. I'm sure he meant a lot more to you than he did to me. You've got nothing to apologize for. It's good to know there's one more person out there who misses him just as much as we do. I'm glad I finally found the courage to come to Messeldam. I've gotten back so much of what I lost, irreplaceable things, and it's all thanks to you. And despite knowing what Dingo is that Dingo is gone now, even if I can't thank him in person, the least I can do is continue to live my life looking forward. Sounds like a good plan. I'm sure that's what he'd want for you too. Well, that was certainly unexpected. Yeah, I'm glad we decided to take on her case though.
That's one job behind us.
Reward deposited!
Lawn Gray. Thanks for tuning into this Let's Play of Trails through Daybreak 2. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.